tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome to another episode of The Game Recap right here on AfterBuzzTV.com. I am your host, Megan Thomas. Who are you fancy people? Oh, by the way, you can find me at Meg Scoop, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Who are you guys?
I'm Kevin John, and I am matching Megan Thomas today.
I know. Were you peeking in my window, perv?
I was, but...
I knew it.
Yeah. You already knew that, though.
Yeah.
You're the one that gave me the binoculars.
With your pervy beard here.
Oh, y'all are
I love it.
5 o'clock shadow.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm your host, Courtney Tezeno. You guys can find me at Tezenos on Facebook. Not Facebook. On Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, Courtney Tezeno.
Yeah, I'm Fallon Mercedez. You guys can find me online at fitwithfallon.com and at fitwithfallon on Instagram and Twitter.
And where can we find you, Kevin?
You can find me outside of Megan's house, looking into her to see what she's worried.
Creeper.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Kevin John, or on Facebook, Kevin John Peters.
And of course...
Or at Megan's.
Oh my gosh, so creepy.
That was
scared me a little
creepy.
bit. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. And make sure you also subscribe to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Are y'all good? Are y'all good over here? Or Mike. We got a couple of mic issues.
Sorry, that was yours. Okay,
yes.
is that you? Is that you?
That's me. Turn it down. Don't touch
turn it
that.
down.
Don't touch
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm currently trying to find the right spot. Testing 1 2. We just want to make sure we can all hear each other. That's all.
Yes, there we go. Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Are you good now?
No.
What? I thought I hit the right.
The others. No, that's me.
That's you? Okay. Just one.
Okay.
Wait, that's me.
Today is
We're
just...
having so many issues right now.
Oh my goodness.
So as you can see, this is live, which means that technical malfunctions can occur while we're on the air. So
Yes.
I'm on, no.
speaking of game, while
Yes.
we're figuring
so make
it out.
sure, while we're doing that, we got a couple of things to figure out.
There we go. I'm
And-
on. Okay.
Yes.
I'm on.
Are you good?
And while we do that, make sure you also, if you have any comments about this episode, make sure you hashtag us on Twitter, hashtag ABTVTheGame, and then we'll look at your comments. We might even shout you out while the show is going on, so make sure you hashtag us. And as always, make sure you follow us, subscribe to us on iTunes and on YouTube and on SoundCloud. Okay.
5 stars, because I saw we have 4.5. So 5 stars.
5
please.
stars.
I know. Who gave us half a star? We'll karate chop you for that. All right, let's talk about this episode.
violent.
I know. No, that's the Asian side, karate chop. Okay, so season 8, episode 5, the Sabers Story. It starts off, okay, we have Malik's story. Now, Jason was, in the last episode, we saw that Malik came to Jason and said, hey, I need you to get me on the team, that kind of thing. And this episode, Jason has worked his magic, and he's gotten Malik a spot as the 3rd string quarterback. Good idea or bad idea?
Bad idea. He just needs to go out strong, and he's coming back and making a fool of himself. I mean, they made that comparison between do you want to be Michael Strahan, or I'm pronouncing it wrong, Strahan. I love him, by the way, with this gap. Or do you want to go out like OJ? And we know you don't want to go out like OJ, so bad idea.
I think it was a good idea. I think it gives Malik a chance to really show what he is good at. And we all know that he's a great player. So I think, sometimes when you're out the game, you got to prove yourself. So I think this gives him a great opportunity to prove himself. I think if he was able to get the captain title this episode, it would have went to his head. We know that, he's used to the limelight. He's used to being flashy. He's used to all that. So now he's going to know what it is to really work for what you have, and he'll appreciate it more.
I agree with that, but at the same time, age. I mean, that he's just not at the right age.
Tom Brady is 37 and just won a Super Bowl.
Okay, he
playing
is
at the top of his career.
He is,
Peyton Manning
Everybody's not Tom Brady. Everybody's not Tom Brady.
No, he's Malik Wright.
I mean, he is Malik Wright. I'm going to go ahead and say we'll believe in him, have some faith, but I just don't see it going his way.
Well, the thing that's clearly flabbergasting to me about this whole scenario is the fact that I thought he wasn't even medically cleared to play football.
Mean.
Right.
So why the hell did he even earn a roster spot, third stream at that,
Well,
if the man is trying to rehabilitate?
because
her
he
signature.
forged her signature, and she never told on him.
Yeah.
But it was evident after he forged her signature and he had his his scout day, that his arm was not healthy.
No,
so
it wasn't that his arm wasn't ready. It looked like he just sucked.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that that contributed to him sucking is the fact that his throwing mechanics were down pat. But my thing is, if you're going to come back, why are you going to come back when you're not 100%? You know, make sure that you are healthy.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll end up like Brett Favre, who was another quarterback who kind of came back disgraced at the end. But at any rate, that's what I don't understand.
So you don't think there's a cutoff in sports at all?
No,
You mean when it comes to age?
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, if you're 60
think
and you're
that-
throwing like a 25-year-old, somebody will have you on that team.
I mean, I get
Exactly.
it. I get it. But I just think Malik is not one of those. I don't think
And
he
plus,
can come back.
also the quarterback position, particularly in the NFL, that's a position where you can see guys playing to their late 30s. I mentioned Tom Brady. You have
I'll
Peyton
agree with
Manning.
that.
Peyton Manning, who's another great quarterback that's still playing at the top of his game. You'll have Breeze, Romo, all these people going into their mid to late 30s. So I think as a quarterback, you can do it as long as you stay healthy. And he's not healthy, which is why I think it's a terrible idea for him to go out there and join the team.
Kevin knows his
Right.
sports.
He does.
I know,
Right.
it's like I know sports or something.
I know.
It's like I'm a
Clearly.
sports
But
host.
but clearly the reason why he's back on the team is only because Jason had a talk with Tasha, and Tasha told him some information, a tidbit of information about Kelly, and so that made him go, okay, well, I'll see what I can do about getting him on the team. So Jason's really he doesn't even care that Malik is not ready to play. He got the information he needs. He's trying to get his love life in order. So that's why he let him back on the team, or at least an advocate to get him back on the team.
So wait up. So how are you saying that Malik is going to, I guess, assist his love life?
Well, no, because remember in the last episode when Tasha came to see Jason, she said basically, I will tell you this information about Kelly if you get Malik back on the team. If you can do that.
That's right.
And he was
I
like,
wasn't
okay,
here last week.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Getting a
It's
little
all right.
refresh. It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's basically what happened. And so, of course, he was like, okay, well, I'll do everything I can as long as you tell me whatever Kelly says. And, of course, she says that Kelly doesn't really have a boyfriend. Go after her. Kelly is still available. So, of course, he decides to do
But I mean,
that.
as a friend, let's think that just wasn't the best thing to do for him. And at the end, it seems like he is looking out for him, saying like, how do you want to go out? But I mean, you kind of put him in this position, so I don't know. I just think he should just kind of fall back at this point.
And I agree with that. We also see that Blue is kind of taking the lead before he does get the captain role. He seems to be a natural leader. He's inspiring everybody, including Kyra, to do a lot better with their lives. He has the guys bicycling, doing crunches on the toilet. Do you think he's doing the most?
Yeah, I'm
or
about
do
to
you
say,
think he's-
anytime you are boo-booing and doing work at the same time, that's the epitome of multitasking. I mean, that's my captain. If you boo-booing and doing all that stuff, I respect. That's a serious work ethic.
Honestly, I was like, I've never thought of that. Now I'm gonna go home and do crunches on the toilet.
Oh my god!
But I feel like that's no. But then I feel like the poop comes out. Like,
Oh,
Yo,
God.
does it come
Lord
out?
have
No,
mercy.
I'm thinking you might cramp up and
four.
no.
I think it's a good idea. I
to
think it,
poop and do crunches.
well, because the thing is that in other countries,
I can't believe we're having this
in
conversation.
other countries, they usually poop in a hole. So what happens is you squat down and your knees are up, so it allows the poop to come out more easily.
That's
So
true.
now here in the States, it was on Shark Tank. They have this little like stool that you put in front of your toilet to put your legs on to get your knees have to be lifted up for the poop to come out easier. So if you are doing crunches, that would help.
No,
to
because
get
it's
it out.
gonna make the poop go in and out your butt. That's disgusting.
Fallon,
It
you're-
Okay,
you're-
no, Megan, you took it too far.
is. He's
No,
gonna
it would
attract
drop.
it.
It would drop. Okay, next load drop.
I'm sorry, the splash would get me. I can't. Just kidding.
All right, sorry guys, we're a little.
So are you saying, maybe we have some fitness viewers that are watching, you're telling them that it's a better workout or better for them in order to get the poop out solidly or wholly
Yes.
to squat while doing
Yes,
it?
I am a certified trainer and I approve this message. I really do.
Oh my gosh, we're really talking about pooping.
Your insight on defecation is compelling, Fallon.
It is.
It actually
I have to say that.
I'm not gonna try it though. You ain't gonna catch me in and out, in and
All
out.
right. When you're a little constipated, watch, you're gonna be like, oh,
Whatever. You're not about to have a tortoise in and out the shell. We're not gonna have that happen.
So
right,
back
guys,
on to the subject.
Let's move on.
Yes, of course. So of course we see that Malik gets a little wind that he's supposed to be the captain, okay? He finds out from Jason that, hey, you know, I put in a good word for you. You're going to be captain. And he loses it. He thinks he is the bomb. He is tripping in the locker room. And I was really like, okay, Malik, if this should be something to you that says you don't even deserve this spot. You just got here in your third string. Why would anyone even consider a third string as captain?
Well, I think, first of all, it has nothing to do with the fact that he's third string. It has to do with what he's done for that franchise, and it has to do with the legacy that he had coming into that franchise, which is the same reason that you may see someone like Kobe Bryant be captain of the Lakers, who's not even really participating at this point in time in his career. So I think a lot of that just goes to veteranship. He's experienced. He knows everything. The players respect him because of his veteranship, even though he did have some... I'm about to say, even though the respect... I agree. The respect may have gone down a little bit for him.
Right.
But just generally speaking, you know, he's somebody that has been the franchise.
Right. Okay.
So I think it's more of just a, you know,
Seniority.
consolation prize for being there.
Yeah,
Right.
we see he didn't get that prize at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course he is upset. They announced that Blue is the captain. And then we have a moment. Malik has this moment at the bar. And he's sitting there thinking about his life, and Jason comes and talks to him, and he tells him some really good advice. He's like, how do you want to go out? Do you want to go out on top, or do you want to go out like kicking and screaming? Like, what do you think about that, especially, you know, him being a veteran? Did you guys think that talk was needed and sincere, or do you think it's going to have an impact on Malik? If so, what's the impact?
I think it was needed and sincere because coming from Jason, who's experienced the highs and lows of football and now returning as a coach, it's a very humbling position. No player ever wants to hang up their jersey. So it's really great to see Jason, you know, mature and see him, you know, still carrying on in his career, but in a different position. So I think it was nice, you know, that he was able to kind of just give him the heads up. You know, nobody's on top forever. This is what's going to happen. So you can choose your destiny however you want, just speaking from his experience.
So is he basically saying that he should give up? Because that's what I was getting from it. Because he's, you know, Jason is obviously like Fallon said, he's taken a higher position or a different position. And I don't see what other position Malik could take. I mean...
Yeah, well, I mean, realistically, excuse me, you understand the legacy that he's built with that franchise to come back as a third string quarterback and then just dry out. I mean, that clearly does not signify or solidify his elite status that he once was. So I personally feel that it would be a disservice to him trying to come back and and I understand the hunger for him. I understand he's bored. He's on the couch. He wants to be out there with his team. He wants to play. You know, taking a football from a man is like taking candy from a baby. You know, that's all he knows.
Right.
And I understand his passion to come back, but at the end of the day, it's how do you want your legacy to remember?
So what do we think Malik's gonna do?
I think Malik is going to take the humble road. I think he's because at this point he has nothing else. He can choose to say, you know what, I'm not going to be on this team. Then you don't want to give me the lead position here. I can't be on first string. I don't want to do this. He's not going to say that. He wants to play football so bad.
Yeah.
He went so far as to forge the girl that he was supposedly in love with. He forged her signature. If you're going to go that far, that means you want to be here. So I think he's going to be more humble and go, you know what, maybe I should help this team out no matter what. If you need me to get the water for you, I'll get the water. Like, it's
Now
gonna be
you know Malik is
No,
not
I'm
gonna get
serious.
the water.
I'm telling you, you're gonna see in the next episode. He's gonna be like, you know what?
The water boy, really?
Yeah, he'll do whatever he needs to do.
The equipment manager?
I
believe it.
completely disagree with that.
I throw
there's
a
a
penalty
line.
flag on that play right there.
No,
Okay?
he's gonna have some words about it, but I think he really is gonna be like, you know what? I really do want to be here. And Jason is right. I either can do this, and even if it means me being at the bottom of the totem pole, that's better than me being at home and not playing for anybody.
I could see that, but at the same time, I think he has some pride issues. I don't think he's going to take the humble road. I think he's going to really try his hardest, and I predict an injury. Is that, you know, he's going to really try very hard to assume his position in first string. So, I mean, I don't want to see him get an injury. That's something I don't want to put on Malik, but I do not see him being anybody's water boy.
I predict that, he's going to be going through it, being a third string, but Blue, is really going to come to a point in the season where he needs a stand-up guy who's been there for years, who knows, the game, and Jason's going to put him out there, and he's going to rise. He's going to, go from third string to first string. I think, he probably will be humbled a little, but I think he'll make it back to first string.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Go ahead.
So let's talk a little bit about Blue and Kyra. Kyra's at the sunburn package party that they're having for Chardonnay. And she says that she's not going to be able to do the charity event because she wants to focus on being an actress. And if you remember the last episode, she was talking to Malik, and Malik was basically telling her, like, if this is what you want to do, put your all into it. So she's trying to do that. And she goes and she tells Blue that, but Blue's like, no, you're my girl. You got to be at the Sunbeam stuff. And so he teaches her, or he says he's going to help her get more organized as she walks in on him taking a poo.
That didn't smell at all.
It didn't smell. That's how it is when you eat clean, people. Eat clean.
Gosh.
No, when you eat clean, your poop still stinks.
Yeah, it does.
That's a lie.
And sometimes it looks even more crazy because you're eating all this protein and vegetables. And
are we talking about feces
like
now?
It's your pee that looks good. That's about it.
We're like, what is wrong with us
I feel
today?
bad if there's people that are eating their dinner and watching this right now.
Right, don't eat.
Somebody, at least eat clean right now if you're watching.
Shout out to the people on the toilet who are actually boo-booing while they're watching this.
Yeah,
because you do that when you have your phone. Yes.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think about this situation about Kyra going to the audition and then of course her not doing so well because it seems that she can't multitask the way that Blue says she should?
I think she looked like a damn fool in there.
Yeah.
If you ask me. I can't believe she had the audacity to show up in the manner that she did and just unorganized, papers all over the place, phone ringing during the freaking audition, and the hideous ringtone that it was.
I was late.
Yeah, I mean, as a casting director, and we've all been in that situation,
I think she ruined herself at the slate. I mean, she was talking about, me and so-and-so are not good. And
the dude at the agency, Brian, I don't get along with him.
That's not the time. The slate is not the time.
Right.
She made a fool of herself. But one thing, and I kind of am going to go way seasons back. One thing I will applaud her about is that she's not taking the Melanie route where she feels like she has to be everything for him. She's kind of focusing more on herself, which I like. I like that she's focusing on being an actress, pursuing her own dreams, because we see what happened with Melanie and Derwin. So,
But what do you guys think is going to happen? Because as you can tell, when she goes back and tells Blue that it's not working, I got to be like Dorothy Dandridge. I can't be in a box. I have to focus on this. There's a little apprehension coming from him knowing that she's not going to be able to do all of the Sunbeam stuff that he'd like her to do. What do you think is going to happen with them?
I think they're gonna go on like they are. I think I don't think Sunbeams, not that it's not important, and I know she has a ring on her finger, but like some women, that's all they have is Sunbeams and their husbands. So I think Blue, I think he's new in his career. It's going really well right now, but you never know. He could get an injury like Malik and then be out. And then what? His wife is just a Sunbeam, So I think this is great that, she's putting her career first and, participate when you can, but really Sunbeams, you're not doing the most. I think charity is great here and there, but I think you also have to kind of do your own thing. Unless you're with kids and you're a stay-at-home mom and you do it to get out the house and
it's I don't even want to say it's a hobby because like you said, that's some of these women's lives. But for Kyra, I believe that she is taking, like you said, her career more serious. I'm losing my train of thought.
Did you say she's taking her career more serious?
I mean, we see she's trying. This audition was terrible, but
atrocious.
It was atrocious.
But that's why she shouldn't be doing Sunbeam.
Exactly.
Right. She needs to get in those classes.
that she missed. How to audition. What do you think, Kevin, as a man, in this situation? This woman clearly wants to be more into her career.
Well, I mean, first of all, as a man, you got and coming from Blue's perspective. He initially said he wanted to have a wife that was there, that would be there when he gets home and things of that sort. He wanted the housewife or stay-at-home wife, whatever it's called. But
barefoot and pregnant.
Excuse me?
Barefoot and pregnant, that saying, yeah.
Barefoot, I've never heard that before.
Really?
No, you're not
from the
country.
learned
It's
something
from the
else.
South. That's from
So
the
anyways,
South.
as a man's perspective, I think the first thing Blue needs to do is, if that's what she wants to do, endorse and support her on that. And I think he's doing a pretty good job of doing that as well. But with me, I would have no say. So if whatever my wife wants to do, I would want her to be tenacious, ambitious, and want to do something other than just be a sunbeam and, go to meetings with these women. I would want her to have something, a passion or something that drives her. So I have no problem with it. I think
But since he's assuming this new role as captain, I feel like there may be a few people that get in his head, because that's a huge position. And as his girlfriend, she is going to need to kind of step up. So I feel like the only way that there could be a conflict in that situation is if he has someone in his ear. And that's all.
Yeah, no, I do agree, because obviously if her pursuing her career is a distraction or takes away from their relationship, yeah, that's going to be a problem. And right now she needs to realize that he needs her more than anything with such a big responsibility as being a captain. So,
but that's what's going to be the issue, because Kyra's not going to have the time to do all that.
Well, if she keeps going auditions like that, she ain't going to be booking nothing. She ain't sitting at home having all the time in the world.
Right. Have y'all ever been to an audition and was like, that was so bad, everything went wrong?
I went to audition one time that was so bad that the casting director said, you got to reslate that. And I messed up on the slate. And the slate, you can't mess up. That's your name, your agent, what role you're reading for or something. And it was so bad. She was like, we're going to go back over and read. I'm not going to say what I did, but just it was bad.
Somebody liked you.
I auditioned for a musical and I cannot sing. And I think I was much younger and I just wanted the chorus part, but in order to audition, you have to pick a lead. So I had to sing I forget what song it was from Les Miserables. How do you
Les Miserables.
Yeah.
No, Les Miserables.
Excuse me, I'm not French.
I forgot how to say it, but it was so horrible. After I sang, I apologized to the director. I said, I'm really sorry. And I ended up getting the gypsy tea kettle waitress role or something.
At least they get something.
Yeah.
Was that a singing
I feel
role?
bad. No, it was just a couple. It was a couple lines, and then I just did the chorus after that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was. I hurt my own ears singing.
Can you sing for us real quick right now?
What do you want to sing? I'll sing.
If you want to be forever. And wherever
I don't even know the Taylor Swift song. I don't even know.
God bless the
Why do you know it?
Yeah, I don't know.
My students listen to that. My students listen to that on the daily. All right.
Okay. Good
let's
cover.
skip that.
Yeah. All right.
That was the
let's
worst.
talk about one of the biggest things that happened in this episode was Chardonnay. So Chardonnay is at the Sunbeam party, her last Sunbeam meeting, we should say, and they give her the sunburn package, which is what happens when the women are no longer part of the Sunbeams, whether it's divorce or they're crazy, they broke up with their man, whatever. And they give her a Costco card. What else did they give her? A Costco card and an apartment finder book, because she's going to need both. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, I'm glad they gave her something.
Yeah.
But this tells you how often this probably happens, because this is part of their routine.
I wonder, if they could still stay part of the club. Is there, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, is it rude for them to kick them out, or is that, no, that's how it is. You're not.
No, I think that you remember seasons ago when it was Melanie and she wasn't with Derwin, she got kicked out, right? She couldn't be a part of the Sunbeams anymore.
I think so.
Yeah, she was kicked out.
Yeah, she was kicked out.
She still was around most of them, but she was kicked out. Of
right. She couldn't come to the meetings because she's not a Sunbeam.
And
But she didn't get a sunburn package though.
No,
Melanie didn't.
Yeah.
So they were nice to Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And shout out to LaShante. Hey girl, my twin. Hey girl. Shout out to the Blasians. She was in this episode as Jazz.
AKA Nicki Minaj.
I know, she
Jazzy
did look like Nicki Minaj in this
always
episode.
favored.
Word is bond.
So of course, we learned something that Tasha says to Sade, which is about getting a forensic accountant to find all of Jason's hidden money, so that she can take him for everything that he's worth. And so the Sunbeams bring up a good point, and they're like, "Well, why would you tell her that? You need to talk her out of it, because if Jason is distracted, that brings some negative publicity to the team. That means we're not going to win." Are they right?
Silence.
What does it mean? Do you agree with them? Do you think they're telling the truth? Or do you think as Tasha should take more of her friend's side and go, you know what? I understand what you guys are feeling, but she got done so wrong. She needs to go ahead and go through with this.
As a manager, I think she is taking the best route because she's taking the best route, but then it's still biased because she's so focused on Malik. And
Absolutely.
Malik being her son, I mean, he's not the star player. He's not, he doesn't really need her to, he does need a lot of managing, but again, I just think she's being biased. And then on the end of being someone's friend, manager, friend, that those relationships you can't really put together, you can't really clash. So I think she's taking the best route, but again, there's some bias there.
It was interesting when Chardonnay was like, are we really friends or are we friends just over football? Right. And there was silence, and that silence was so loud that you knew her answer was, we're really friends because of football.
Yeah.
And it sucks. That's very hard to hear as a friend, but one thing about, what's her name? I just forgot her name.
Tasha. Oh, Tasha.
One thing about Tasha is she's selfish. She's one of those people that she's going to do whatever that she needs to do to get ahead. If it's in her best interest or her son's best interest, she's about that life. So,
which most managers have that mentality.
Yeah. But even in her personal life, even, when she was dating two guys at once, it was all about her. She's very selfish. So as a friend, you see that in your friends, and you kind of, I think Chardonnay saw this before, but I guess it really hurt her when it came to light.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. I don't think that they were ever really good friends, because you see that even with, Tasha trying to put Chardonnay in a bad position when Tasha was dating two men. Yes. She's telling her, cover it up. Yep. And then, of course, in this whole Kelly situation, she clearly, Tasha is more friends with Kelly than she is Chardonnay, even though Chardonnay has been there for her for the past few years, as we've seen. So I think it was kind of inevitable that, it was going to come out that they're really not friends like that.
But then from a manager standpoint, do you think that it would be better for her to take Chardonnay's case? Which one would she benefit more from? Since she is selfish, would it be Malik helping him get back, to being first string, or would it be helping Chardonnay just take over Jason's whole, all of what he's worth?
I don't know. Well, here, hold on. Is she managing? She is managing Chardonnay, right?
Right now.
So yeah. So I think for her, because Chardonnay supposedly is supposed to be her friend, I guess, I think it would make more sense that she tells Chardonnay she gives her a plan of how to go through with this. Not just say you need the forensic accountant, but go, you know what? Let's wait until the season is done, because that way there's not going to be any distraction. So she can spin it. As a manager, you can go, you know what? Why don't we wait till after the season? Because he's probably going to have more money if they do well. That means there's more money that you can get from him as a result of this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know it was kind of funny when they were saying, they were going to wipe Jason out, swish, swish. But I know she was done wrong, but I always love when characters in movies take the high roll. And I feel like, with her, her trying to wipe him out of all his money, I just feel like she's stooping down to his level. She has her hair salon, her spa. I feel like she doesn't need to do that. I feel like get a little bit of money, but I don't think your goal should be to wipe him out, because the last scene we see her calling him and saying, "Hey, I miss you." So it's
we don't know who she's calling.
This is true, but I'm assuming it's Jason, because we haven't been introduced to any other of her loves. So, and it would make sense that, she's going to regret this call if it was Jason. So I feel like, she needs to go to a therapist. She's very bipolar, her emotions, she wants to take all his money, but then she's drinking and wants to see him. So it's like, you got to figure out how you really feel. I don't think running to a lawyer trying to get money right now is the proper thing to do, because your emotions are all over the place. So you're not supposed to make decisions, drastic decisions when you're so emotional.
Yeah, I mean, at least she acknowledged that, because she said vividly, my life is a wreck. Right. When she was going through it with her, while she was, talking about why, or justifying why she needed the amount of money, or the kind of money that she was going to get. So you're right. I 100% agree. She's not in a good mental state of mind right now, and I think it'll be detrimental for her to make any big decision at this point in time.
And I think on top of that, they don't have kids together either, and they weren't married for a long amount of time.
She could be pregnant. That can come out in a few episodes. We don't know.
She's drinking though, so I would hope they wouldn't have her drinking.
She may never know. She doesn't know. But one thing that I was going to say about that is, always losing my train of thought.
Okay, well, while you think about it, I'll just say this. I think that it's I don't think she was talking to Jason at all. When she said that, not at all. I think she's calling somebody else, and it's going to be the new guy that we haven't seen yet. But somebody from her.
That's what I wanted. Yeah,
it's going to be somebody from her past. I didn't even think at 1 second that it was going to be Jason.
I thought it was Jason because she said, "I'm going to regret this."
Yeah. But I thought she was going to regret because it was somebody in her past. I'm rooting for it to be Roger Jr.
It to be, yeah.
I want it to be Roger Jr. and she had like some kind of past with him, the owner's son. Mm-hmm. And so she's going to be like,
you were Chardonnay and Jason.
I am, but they're done now. I mean, that's a wrap. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's over. It's done with. Let her get her money and move on.
Yeah, we've seen a little glimpse into next episode of Jason,
proposing.
Getting on his knee. And I think we all kind of rolled our eyes when we seen that. Like, we know he loves Kelly and he's trying to win her back. But I feel like you just left a woman at the altar. You have no right to get on your knee, no matter how much you love this woman. I feel like now is not the time. Right. And she's sitting there saying to him, I hope I wasn't the one that had broken you guys up.
But she knows she was. She absolutely, Kelly knows. And I think
that was her agenda,
yeah,
to be honest with you.
And that's what we were saying before.
She knew what the hell she was doing.
Exactly.
And look, and y'all want them to be back together.
I do, because they are made for each other. They're
I do want them together, but I feel like Jason should burn a little.
Right, and I think he should burn. He will when Chardonnay takes all that hidden money.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, not even with the hidden money. If there is another person, I think that he's going to take the hit because Kelly's going to make a fool. We're doing predictions, but Kelly's going to make a fool of him. Right? By Kelly might make
that time.
Yeah, pretty much. But she's going to make a fool of him by denying him, and then Chardonnay may have somebody else. So Jason is going to be by himself.
He surely is.
He needs that moment to be by himself and think about what he did.
Okay, and Kevin, since we're going through predictions, what's a prediction?
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro.
That's my prediction.
Your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What is it? What's your prediction?
My prediction is I do think, kind of like you, I don't think that Chardonnay was calling Jason because that would have been obvious if that was, and I think they're trying to set it up to be a spin.
Yep.
So, and I do believe that Jason and Kelly will not. I don't think he's going to be by himself long. I think him and Kelly are going to hit it off. If not in the next episode, then the next one. I mean, he's a man on a mission, and if he wants Kelly and he wants to win her back, he's going to do it immediately.
Boo.
I want them back together. I think they've been through enough.
You can't hate true love, all right?
That's not true love. All right, where can we find you guys at?
You guys can find me online at fitwithfallon.com and at fitwithfallon on Twitter and Instagram.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Teznos and on Facebook at Courtney Tezeno.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyKevinJohn or standing outside of Megan's at 10 p.m. every night.
He's creepy. He's so creepy. And you can find me, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And make sure you subscribe to AfterBuzz TV on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Make sure you give us 5 stars and post all of your comments and predictions in the comment boxes below, wherever you're reaching out to us. And also, our hashtag is always #ABTV the game. Hit that hashtag so we can find your comments and shout you out. We've got some guests coming up for the rest of the season, so make sure you stay tuned to the after show right here on AfterBuzz TV. I was to say the game. The game on AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you next week. Bye, folks.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Weird.
Buzz you later.
She did it in there. She took the picture.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.